Alrighty, guys, I am looking forward to one of the most interesting new upcoming superhero properties in, I think, a long time. It's kind of sneakily, to me, one of the more interesting properties. That is Lanterns. Lanterns is interesting because I always find when, especially in this day and age, when we've had so many different iterations of Batman and Superman, we've now had Wonder Woman brought to live action, and so there are very few characters that haven't been done. And to be fair, obviously, Hal Jordan has been done. We just saw Guy Gardner, but we haven't gotten sort of a definitive Hal Jordan or Jon Stewart at all in live action. And I think even Ryan Reynolds would tell you that, by the way. It's not breaking news. So Lanterns, and also just the way they've been describing Lanterns is this really gritty, grounded detective mystery, buddy cop detective mystery, is so interesting to me. It just, this show to me has all the makings of something really fascinating and special. I kind of got similar vibes before The Penguin, and I'm really hoping that this is another HBO Max, HBO success story. However, there had been earlier reports saying, and earlier comments from James Gunn and other people saying that this was going to come out in early 2026. That is no longer the case. Because according to, from what I'm looking at here, the HBO and HBO Max, I think chairman or one of the executives there, they're saying that Lanterns, the DCU show, is not going to come out until the end of summer 2026. So that's probably August. I would put it at August. Which means, pretty definitively, unless something weird happens, Lanterns will not be coming out before Supergirl, or if I was going to say Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, but before Supergirl. Supergirl is currently slated for a June, I believe, or I think June 2026 release date, and Lanterns now will probably be coming out after that. Is this anything to worry about? I don't think so. I don't think that I think with these TV show release dates, it doesn't really matter. When they're coming out. I think that there are windows, sure, that's probably better for TV viewing, but it's not like movies where the summer is pretty definitively the best season for movies, and then winter and Thanksgiving are also sort of prime real estate spots as well. I think TV shows can kind of come out whenever, so maybe they just thought an August window would be a better date. I also think that, maybe they thought we need a little bit more time on this production. Maybe some of the VFX with the Green Lantern rings and whatnot just needs a little bit more polishing, and we just gotta kind of get that done. Because, thinking about it, right? If Lanterns was going to come out, let's just say March was the original release date. I don't know that for a fact. I'm just saying, March, for example. TV shows generally don't need to have as big of a marketing push as movies do. They don't have trailers that come out 6 months before and things like that. Not usually. But, at a certain point, maybe a few months before, you want to start putting out some trailers and whatnot. And maybe they were like, we're just not ready for that. There's a whole host of reasons as to why this could happen. And I just don't think that any of them are particularly concerning when this is the only news that's come out. Now, if in a month, right, we hear that, there was a disaster on set, the director left in the middle of it, and the show, something crazy like that, which I'm not saying is the case. I'm just saying, if we hear that is the case, and there's just something was brewing on set, then that is reason, obviously, to be concerned about this delay. But as it stands, I don't think that there's anything to worry about. Would I have liked to have seen Lanterns? Because like I said, Lanterns is actually, in a world where Spider-Man Brand New Day, I love the Spider-Man trilogy from the MCU, and Avengers Doomsday, just one of the most interesting and fascinating movies to be coming out in the comic book movie space in a long time. In a world where those two movies are coming out next year, Lanterns, and of course, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, of course, Lanterns is up there. I'm not going to say I'm more excited about Lanterns than those two movies, but it's pretty up there. It is easily my most anticipated DCU project for quite a while. I'm excited. I'm really interested to see what Lanterns is. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of James Gunn fatigue as well, because 2025 was, I think, a good year for the DCU, but it was very James Gunn heavy. And he's always had a ceiling. I've said this as well for Marvel. It's not just a DC thing. I said this for the Guardians films. I really like the Guardians films, but I think that for me, they always have a ceiling. And I think that I'm just curious to see what it was going to be the first big DCU project without James Gunn, but now it's going to be Supergirl. So anyways, I'm excited for next year. I think that it'll be interesting. I suspect now that then it will be Supergirl, Lanterns, and then Clayface. It's Clayface coming out on September 11th, I think, of 2026. So we'll have to see what that looks like. But guys, what do you think about this? Lanterns has been delayed, but probably not for that long, and probably for no troubling reasons. Let me know in the comments down below.